Thanks for joining me for the Faith Life today. I want to offer you a word of encouragement. Let me remind you that when God called Moses to lead the people to the promised land, Moses said, God, if your presence doesn't go with us, then don't even send us. So God allowed his presence to go with his people. When God called Joshua to lead the people into the promised land, God said to him, Joshua, don't be afraid. Don't be terrified or discouraged. I'm going to be with you wherever you go. When Jesus was preparing to go back to his Father, his disciples were discouraged and they were concerned because actually Jesus was leaving. How could things be better with Jesus leaving? And yet Jesus said to them, I'm going to be with you wherever you go. It's going to be even better than that. I'm going to send the Holy Spirit and he's going to be in you. Your body is a temple for the presence of God and you will carry God everywhere that you go. What does this have to do with our faith life today? I want to offer you a word of encouragement. It becomes very discouraging in life if we think that we're facing our challenges and our trials without the presence of God. Moses wasn't concerned so much about the desert. He knew he could face it as long as God was with him. The disciples had been trained quite well. They could heal the sick. They could drive out devils. They could perform miracles. But they needed to know that God was with them. Jesus said, I'm in you. What's the lesson that we can learn here? One of the first lies that the enemy will tell us is that God isn't with us, that he's forgotten about us, that he's left us on the other side of the world without anybody to care for us. And that is such a lie. Not only has God not forgotten, he's inscribed us in the palm of his hand. He'll never forget us. He knows us by name. He knows how many hairs that we have on our head, but it's even better than that. God isn't just with you. God is in you. Let me remind you of just a small Greek study for just a moment. The Apostle Paul told the Corinthian church that we as believers demolish every argument and pretension, and we take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ. He said we capture every thought and make it a Christ-like thought. The word thought in the Greek is noma. We take captive every noma. What does this have to do with our faith life today? Look in 2 Corinthians, chapter number 2, verse number 11. It says this, don't let Satan outwit us. We are not unaware of his schemes. The Greek word for scheme is noma, thought. In other words, we're told to take captive every thought and make it obedient to Christ. And we're also reminded that the enemy will come at us with schemes, with his thoughts. Church, not every thought that comes into your mind is yours, and not every thought that comes into your mind is from God. And if it's a thought that's telling you God's forgotten you, he doesn't care about you, he's not with you, it is a thought that is inspired by the devil himself. Take it captive. Get rid of it. You're never alone. You're never forsaken. You're never abandoned. As a matter of fact, your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit. Be encouraged as you live this faith life that God is in you.